Hello all, my name is Krishna and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now before beginning this particular session guys, I would like to wish you a very happy Holi. I was about to make this particular video but some of my friend came at this time. It is somewhere around 9:30. So they started putting some colors on my face. So I thought that why not celebrate with you all also. As you all know, Holi is a festival of colors. So try to fill with colors, in everybody's life. By motivating them, by guiding them, by helping them, and that's it. So we'll continue with this particular discussion. And guys, remember in my previous video I had already given you a problem statement regarding competitive programming. Now we'll try to discuss this particular solution. Now if I make you remember what was the problem statement, my problem statement was that there will be an array. Okay, suppose if I have an array and all the arrays are between 1000 to 4 nines between this particular range, and suppose if I give any input like this, by changing just one digit in each and every number, I should be able to form this in a non-decreasing order or in an ascending order. So a lot of people had given the solution by giving the comment, by writing the code in the comment section, and many of them were right. So that indicates that you all are good. More practice is required to solve more complicated problems, which we'll be seeing as we go ahead. But let us try to understand how to solve this particular problem. Now the first thing that you will be focusing on over here guys, one thing that you need to note is that all the numbers are 4 digits. So I'm going to just make sure that I'm going to create one variable called as digits, which will be 4. The minimum number in this particular case will be 1000 and the max number will be actually 4 nines. Okay, so I'm creating this particular variables and we'll try to see how we can actually solve this particular problem. Now the first thing, just understand guys, for this particular input I have this particular output. Now first thing that we'll do is that I need to find out which all numbers, right, for this specific number, which is the number which will be in the sorted order, where I'll be just changing one number over there. So proper logic is that first of all I'll run a for loop. This for loop will be running from this minimum value to maximum value. Okay, to minimum to maximum value. Now guys, what we are going to do is that first of all I'm going to iterate from minimum to maximum. Okay, that basically means this I variable will be iterating to 1000 till 4 nines, because we need to find out the exact numbers for this particular input. So the first thing that I'll initialize is a variable, which will be nothing but I. So in the first iteration it will be 1000, in the second iteration it will be 1001, third iteration it will be 1002, something like that. Then my second variable I'll be creating b, which will actually be my input. So suppose this is my input, and suppose for this particular input this is my output that I'm getting. Let me say that after 5 iteration I've got 1005. Now when I have these two particular values, the first condition we are going to apply over here is that if a modulus, right, if a modulus 10 is not equal to b modulus 10, right? So I'm going to put this particular condition, and remember guys, this particular solution is given by one of you in the comment section of my previous video. So, and they have given a wonderful solution, and this will work for each and every values. Only for some of the values which is very much near to 1000 it will not work, but for most of the values it will be working. Now over here this is my condition. I'm also going to keep a counter. Okay, my counter will be 0 initially. Okay, now suppose if this condition is not matching. Now in this particular case you can see that a modulus 10 over here will be 5. It will this particular condition will not be true for this two, because if I try to find out the modulus of 10 for a and b, both will be equal, we'll be getting 5. So what will happen is that if this is true, I will increment the count. Okay, then after coming outside this if condition, what I'm going to do is that I am going to divide by 10, and here I'll be getting this particular value. Suppose I write it as a is equal to a divided by 10. I'll be discussing about these things in front of you, and this b will be equal to b divided by 10. And remember guys, when I'm running this loop, when I'm running this if condition, I have to run it for this digits number of time. That basically means from I is equal to 1 to length of this digits. Now in this case I have to run this 4 times, because remember I have to replace only one of this particular value, right? So for that I have to find out the specific value over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the for loop on top of this, okay, after initializing, and this will be running for 4 iterations, right? Digit is 4. Now here what I'm going to do, let me take an example. So first case is 1005, 10095. Over here this condition is not going to be true. So it is going to skip this if condition, it is going to come here. Now when I divide this by 10, I'm actually going to get it as 100. Okay, I don't care about the remainder. Okay, so here I'm going to get a 100. In this particular case, when I divide 1095 by 10, I'm going to get 109. Okay, now again this condition will go ahead, will work like this only. Now in my second iteration, in my second iteration, again this condition will be checked. Okay, A modulus 10 is not equal to B modulus 10, and this time it will be true, because 100 modulus 10 is nothing but 0. 109 modulus 10 is actually 9. So this is going to become true. Now my count will get incremented to 1. Understand, in the second iteration it is getting incremented by 1. Then after that it will come outside this if condition. Here again it will get divided by 10. Now I'll be having 10. This will be 9. Right? Sorry, this will also be 10. Now after this, again my third iteration, it will go over here. It will go and check this condition. This time it is not going to be true. It is going to come out. Okay, now when it comes out, again 10 divided by 10 will be 1, right? Now after this, my last iteration, it will go over here. This time again this will not get executed, it will come over here, 1 divided by 10, and finally we'll get this particular answer. Now what will happen over here? Understand, we have to see a condition. If the count, after coming outside this particular loop, we'll put a condition that if the count is less than or equal to 1, we are going to return this I variable. We are going to return this I variable. That basically means that we were able to find out the smallest number by just changing one bit. Okay, and this will be in an ascending order itself. Now this is a generic framework that you will be doing. I know that you'll find it difficult just by seeing this. How does this framework actually come up? This is through practice, guys. This is through some algorithm. This you can consider it as one algorithm. And remember, the time complexity over here is the best when compared to the other techniques. I had 4 solutions from this. I had 4 solutions, 4 different solutions. People had also posted in the comment box. But I hope this is the best solution over there that is present. Okay. Again, guys, I'll be giving down the code in the description box of this particular video. You can actually go and execute that, and that particular code will be in the form of Python programming language. Just try to execute, but this is the basic algorithm that it will work. And remember, this will be iterating from 1000 to the max value, that is 49s. Okay, and remember, for each and every variable it will get converted into that particular manner, because every time it is iterating, right? It is iterating. For I is equal to 1, from 1000, 1001, it will check for 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. When it is satisfying this condition, then only it will get returned. If it is not satisfying this condition, where I am continuously incrementing the count. Now in this particular case, my count was only 1, right? So we did not increment it more. So there only we returned this particular value, right? So this I directly used it for 1005, but you try out with different variables like 555, 5 5s, 5 4s, 5 3s, sorry, 4 3s, 4 5s, 4 4s, 3 3s. You can also try this with different examples, like suppose I have this 4 5s, I have 4 4s, I have 4 3s, I have 4 2s. Now if I want to do this, if you try to execute this particular program for this particular input, it will definitely give you the output in a sorted order, in a non-decreasing order itself. So yes, this was all about this particular video, guys, and tomorrow again I'll be coming up with a new competitive programming problem statement, and there we'll try to understand how to do it. Again, the code is actually given in the description of this particular video. You can actually check it out. All you have to do is just copy it and paste it inside any Python environment. It will be able to execute it. So yes, thank you one and all, and happy Holi once again. So if you have liked this particular videos, guys, please do subscribe the channel, hit a like button. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day ahead. Thank you one and all. Bye bye.